today. Welcome back. Today, I want to talk about why it's really important to protect your energy and protect your space. I got this from reading this book called The One Thing. I'm going to just get you fixed up here a little bit. Hey, welcome back. Okay, so basically, I got this from this book called The One Thing. I've been reading it this month. I really want to accomplish some good reads and, bring the results and the effects over to you. And I want to talk about, what's going on. So let's have a conversation here. Um, I'm going to be reading from my notes while we're having this chat and also going over, some of the topics, okay? So, today's live session is geared toward people who are transitioning into their midlife phase. And also, if you're an empty nester, or if you're going into semi retirement, or maybe you're going into full retirement, okay? This live will be for you. I want to talk about why it's important during this phase of your life to protect your space, but also your energy as well. Okay. There's a couple things that I really want to, there's going to be like 5 different things that I'm going to be helping you with. And we're going to go through the steps with you. So, and I noticed, this is what I love about live. I didn't do a very good job at numbering my steps here. So we're just going to go ahead and do that. 4. All right. Great. Okay. So I have 6 lovely steps on how to protect your energy. Hi, Ragu. Hi. Welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about why it's important for midlifers to protect your space and also protect your energy while you're reaching this stage in life. And I'm going to be here for about 30 minutes and we're going to go through these 5 different steps, or 6 different steps, I should say. Hey, Beefcake, welcome. Let me know if you're interested in this topic. If not, I'm sure there's other people out there who have greater topics than this, but let's get into it, okay? So, one of the things is I got this from reading The One Thing, and I am having a good night, thank you. And this book has been a game changer for me, and I actually love it. Alert that came on. So we're going to keep going. Okay. Um, Here's what I want to tell you what you're going to gain from today's live. Wow, there's just an alert that came on and it just kind of like jolted me. As many people dropped a sub and a like, thank you very much. I appreciate you. And you're watching from the UK. Let's go. What I would like for you to gain from today's live is that if you're at that reaching that stage in your life where you want to find your passion or your purpose, right? That stage where you start questioning everything and everything that you've been doing in the past and really embracing change and reinventing yourself. This is why it's really important to protect yourself during this phase. All right. So let's get right into it. Number 1, your energy is your most valuable asset. Okay. Your energy gives you the power to focus on your one thing. What is that one thing? That one thing that you ask yourself. The one thing is, what is the one thing that I can do to help others to bring purpose into my life? Okay. The one thing. And the way you go about doing that is by emphasizing your time and your energy to achieve that one thing. All right. This is one of the most pinnacle moments in your life. You also want to know that there is power when you start focusing on your convictions in life. Okay. You're going from survival, okay, and you're going from the learning stage, you're going from the survival stage, which is what you are in your 20s and in your 30s. You're in that learning, survival, and doing stage. And then as you reach your 40s, your mid 40s, your 50s, that's when you start going into the purpose driven stage in your life. Okay. And that's when you want, there, it's kind of like a spiritual awakening. The person who you are on the inside is the person who you want to connect with. There's that outside survival instinctive person that learned all the skills that was needed to survive on this earth. But deep down inside, the real you is the one that is going to give you your purpose. And when you focus and ask questions, what is the one thing? That's where that real person inside of you who is going um, to embrace you and embrace this time. Okay? So let's keep going. As you focus on this energy, this has a compound effect on your life. You're going to see things starting to like happen to you. Like, oh, if you helped one person out or you're helping people out, that may have an effect on your life in another way. Okay. It may improve your health. It may improve your integrity. It may improve on your overall purpose driven ability to be successful or actually just be more impactful. Okay. And it actually has a positive impact on your health. Those are compound effects over time. All right. So let's talk about some of the how-tos. Okay. So let's focus on that. Now, the next thing on number 2 to this follow-up is your secret weapon to protecting your space. And I hope you really, really think about this, is setting boundaries. There's a very powerful word you want to use to protect your space, and that is no. Sometimes, in order to achieve something that you maybe have in your heart, or maybe something that is driving you to a higher purpose, is you may have to say no to friends and family with regards to going out or distractions, or engaging in family activities. I'll share with you a personal story. Last year, around September, I told my family and my friends, I don't want you to be offended, but I'm probably going to have to say no to some family excursions. Or maybe if a friend wants to go out or go on a trip, or maybe like a Vegas outing, I want you to know I have something that I really need to do. And I may have to say no to these things. Don't be offended. What it is that I wanted to do was I wanted to grow my channel here on YouTube to 1,000 followers. I was close, but I wasn't close. And I said, I need to achieve this. This is a thing for me. I want to get to 1,000 followers before the end of the year. And not only did I focus my energy, did I focus my time, did I create a space to do this, but I got to it, I exceeded it, and I monetized my channel. And that was even more than what I had expected and the goals that I had set forth. But you see how powerful that is? That when you really do put yourself first and your goals first. Put those in the forefront. Not only do you achieve them, but you can exceed them. And it's ever so sweet. It really is. Um, so you want to do that. There is also there's also a success that comes to you when you are making your priorities non-negotiable. All right? You see exponential outcome when you make you and your happiness non-negotiable. And we're going to get into that as well. So, setting boundaries is a key part of attaining overall success. Okay. Um, you also, number three, you want your space, you want to know how your overall space around you impacts your energy. Truthfully speaking, there are a lot of environmental triggers, whether it be outside or whether it be home or within your house. This space right here is my oasis. This is my muse. This is the place I go to give me the freedom to create. Where are you originally from? I am a Californian, native, by the way, native of the native. This space right here, the studio, it gives me the ability to create. This is my oasis, and I keep it clean, I keep it tidy, and I really make sure that it's a spiritual place for me. But that also goes for your home. You know, you want to make sure you want to get rid of clutter, you want to get rid of noise, and any environmental adverse effects there are. You want to acknowledge them, but also do something about them so that you could maintain focus throughout your life. Even if it cleaning out your car or the trunk of your car, you know, keeping tidy, showering before you go to sleep at night. You know, it makes you feel cleansed. It makes you feel like you've washed away the day. And, you know, keeping your kitchen, like what I do personally is I close my house at the end of the night. I make sure that the sink is empty, the dishes are put away, or if not, they're put into the dishwasher, powered on before I go to sleep at night. The dishes are being washed, the countertops are wiped down, you know, and I make sure that the dog food is put away, protected. Yeah, exactly. Positive energy. Thank you very much, Nun. And and I have, you know, I'm surrounded myself with my loved ones and make sure that all my loved ones are taken care of as well. You know, I have two dogs, a cat, a husband, and my 90-year-old mom lives with me. Everybody needs to settle down in the house before we go to sleep at night. Okay, there shouldn't be just kind of like raging, a rager going on, basically. And, you know, all these little things have an effect on your sleep. So it's really important that, you know, you keep your environment done. It also is really good. There's three types of spaces. There's your physical space, there's your digital space, and your mental space. We just talked about your physical space. Let's talk about digital space. You know, in your mind, there's, or actually in your mind, you don't want a lot of negative energy, negative thoughts. And what's the one place we all go to get a lot of those negative thoughts? We get it from the news, or we get it from social media, or we get it from listening to other people's opinions, right? And a lot of that fills, there's a limited amount of space up here. And when you have so much space and so much, so much influence getting fed into you, that can really have a mental trigger that can have an impact on your energy and on your space. So you really want to be conscientious of things like that. Let's talk about mental space. Mental space is basically where you actually take the effort to filter and clear out your mind and allow your mind to cleanse what doesn't serve you. Um, that's basically can be done through meditation, quiet moments, right? Spending quiet time to yourself, um, maybe listening to something positive, okay? Positive affirmations, things like that. Whatever it is that is going to drive you. When I was younger, I used to suffer from anxiety. We're talking about, I used to have the spinning thoughts. I used to have the panic attacks, things like, just, and my mind was constantly working. And I really needed to quiet that down and do something about it. So I took up hypnotherapy to help me through my anxiety. And every night, the same time, same back channel, every single night, I would turn on that hypnotherapy session. I did this for a year. And I did everything that hypnotherapy told me to do. You know, lie down, relax, breathe properly. Now it would take me through the hypnotherapy session, and I was cleared of anxiety. I was gone because I knew that that was really holding me back spiritually and physically. So the compound effect from simply doing something like that was the anxiety was gone, the worry was gone, and my health improved overall. And it has actually, I did that about 25 years ago. And over the 25 years, it's been amazing. I kind of feel locked due to my country's constitution. My freedom is locked, which is affecting my mental health. What should I do? Well, I am not a mental health expert. I would highly recommend that you talk to somebody professional if you feel this way. Okay? Definitely do that. And they will help you overcome what it is you're going through. All right, none. Highly recommend that. I am not a person to give that kind of advice. I am Lisa Wright, and I am semi-retired and just sharing my personal life with you. Let's talk the issue of what we all used to experience when we were much younger and were able to do and took a great deal of fashion bragging about it. Multitasking. And why multitasking is a myth, it's a lie, and why this energy, multitasking, leaks energy from us and it kills our productivity, okay, overall. And it's something that when we were younger, everybody said, if you multitasker, you're going to be successful, and we took a great deal of pride in it, right? But in actuality, it's becoming something that people are more resistant to than embracing, okay? Why is multitasking now in society and in the workplace considered a lie? It's because this is what I learned from reading The One Thing. The human brain is not designed to handle more than one task at a time, truth be told. And when you do something known as task switching, which is multitasking, it drains your mental energy. So your brain, and the way that happens, the reason why it drains it is because the brain has to actively unload whatever it was focusing on and then reload what new task you have to focus on. You see how much energy that involves? And some people have 5, 10, 15 tasks that they're working on throughout their workday. Think about what that does to you as just being human. You're not a computer. How that really does have an effect on your overall mental wellness and overall energy. It really does have, I'm sure it really drains your overall mental energy. Now, in an alternative to multitasking, you really do want to set aside time to focus, okay, and block everything out. How are you doing? Mama, you're beautiful. I'm a police officer. Well, welcome to the show, John. I'm just going over um, protecting your energy, okay? And you're invited to listen and share as needed. Right now, we're in the myth of multitasking and why it's a lie. There are benefits to single tasking and doing deep work. Um, I think that's really why eventually I transitioned out of the workforce and went into semi retirement because um, the reason why I was going into, because I was starting to slow down. I was really starting to feel the impact, the negative impact from multitasking. As I got older, and women do go through menopause, um, and I was going through that, I started having a difficult time focusing and multitasking. And I really took a great deal of pleasure in just focusing on one thing, you know? And I actually found solace when everything else would be cut down and I just had one moment to focus on something. And working in an environment like I used to work in international trade, there was constant moving, constant shaking, constantly making fast, quick decisions, and a lot of energy around me. And I started when I was in my younger years, I used to be able to just get it done. As I got older, I started spending more time analyzing and questioning and, just getting a little bit slower. And I realized then that it was most likely time for me to move on, transition, or maybe take on a different position, you know. And I just left eventually. I had enough was enough. It just didn't benefit me anymore. Okay. Increased the whole point of focusing is you get increased productivity, believe it or not. You have improved focus. You do have less stress, which is it has a compound effect on your health, better health. You do give better quality work overall, and you enhance your creativity. That's what I discovered. I discovered that I was moving and transitioning more from a left brain type workplace because I was very left brain, very analytical, and I was more going into a creative space. And you also, when you're super focused on something, you have a better sense of accomplishment because there's just one thing you're focusing on. Okay. Do you mind me asking a question? Like, do you believe in God or in a higher power? I have always. That's okay question to ask. Yes, I have always, and I pray that you do too. Um, it would really be arrogant for any of us to think that we are. Number one, it would be arrogant and short sighted for us to think that we're the only ones here, right? On the universe. That's pretty short sighted. And that because we have purpose and because we give meaning to things and we have a history of central figures in our lives that have had an impact on society over thousands of years, those words have power. And you can't say that their influence, higher power influence, people of influence, it's hard for us to say that, that they didn't matter. They do matter. So, hi Z Sauce. Yes, welcome. Great shout out to you. I appreciate you being here. Thank you and welcome. I want to talk about, speaking of higher powers, or speaking of, where we are living here on this planet. Let's face the fact. Let's talk about energy vampires. People and habits that drain us, okay? It's not always people, it's also habits that drain us, habits that we've learned over time, okay? Crutches that we've experienced. And yes, people. Sometimes many people need something to believe in to survive. Um, Absolutely. And I really would, if you ever need somebody to talk to, I highly recommend that you speak with a qualified person to discuss, your concerns. So it's really good. And I appreciate you being here as well. You want to identify people and things and actions that deplete your energy. Now, when it comes to people, we all have them, especially in the workplace. There's kind of like a formula of the type of people that are in a workplace. All right. I'm going to stick only with the simple ones because I've experienced some very interesting people in the workplace. I'm I want to share with you some things I've experienced, but the most what you probably get are complainers, energy takers, drama creators. Thank you very much for the likes. Gossipers, instigators, and unfortunately for me, I have experienced bullies in the workplace, and especially as I got older. Um, People thought that they could pick on me. But I've experienced people who've tried to bully me. Note the word I said try. And, it creates for a very toxic work environment, but that's work. Imagine personal too. I have family members in my life. If you have a big family like I do, there are family members who are the exact same way. You know, you have energy drainers, you have drama makers, you have people who take from you. They're not givers. I'm a giver, and but there are also people unforeseen. Don't get angry. Don't scroll angry. Unforeseen. Don't scroll angry. Um, I just want to share that with you. But yeah, there's just those people in your life. And sometimes you have to make decisions on where they are. Now, oh, I'm just being silly. I know, but I'm just being silly too. Um, you need to make decisions on how much these people are going to have an impact on your life. Okay. And sometimes you have to make hard decisions. Sometimes in life, for me, unfortunately, there's people that and I still love them very much, but I've had friends that I'm no longer friends with anymore simply because at some point in time, their beliefs or maybe their social activities just simply no longer served me. And I needed to make a decision on where they stand. And trust me, it's not all me. I'm sure that there's people that I know who have had made decisions about me as well. Okay. We are all living on the same planet and we all experience um, different interactions and a different outlook, and we all have a different perspective on relationships. So, just like I've had to make decisions about people around me that I have had to either cut out or um, spend less time with, I'm sure that they've had to make that decision about me too. All right. So, it goes hand in hand. You also want to think about some of your habits that may waste and drain your energy. This is something that you do to yourself. Okay. Let's talk about some of the things that held me back over time. Overthinking, not taking action, comparing myself to others, okay, doom scrolling, um, spending more time consuming content over creating content, eating unhealthy. For many years ago, I used to juice on a regular basis. I was very healthy. Now, I stopped juicing for a very long time. I have since then picked it up again. But, um, you know, having eating overall unhealthy, not taking care of what you put inside your body can have a weight, an energy draining to your health and longevity. Um, what not just what you're eating, but what are you drinking? Are you drinking a lot of sugar? Are you drinking too much coffee? And are you making really bad choices about alcohol and when you drink it and how you drink it? You know, that's something that I've had to have a come to Jesus meeting with, and realizing that if I have a glass of wine too late at night, or maybe, it's not just one glass with dinner, maybe I decide to have a glass after dinner or have a drink after dinner. That has an adverse effect on my energy. I don't sleep well. It probably puts me in a very low vibrational mood, and it's going to have an impact on me focusing on my goal and my purpose. So, those are things that you really want to talk about with yourself and pay attention to. And you may have to make some hard decisions or make some adjustments in your life. Also, are you a reactive or are you a proactive energy manager in your life? I know a lot of people in my life who have very difficult time um, with coping skills. And the way they react to things can have an adverse effect to their overall energy. Man, I know a lot of people like this. And coping skills are really important overall, and it's something that you want to focus on in how you react to things and how it has a negative impact. Or are you very good at coping with a crisis or a situation and how you respond? It's very, very, very key on how you handle your business overall. We're going to finish off with the last thing, and it's called the 4 laws of protecting your energy. Okay? This is good for everybody. Number 1 of the 4, you want to guard your mornings. You want to start your day with intention. I have implemented reading in the morning. I'll get up in the morning and I make a plan, a goal to read for 15 minutes. Or finish a chapter. Okay? Regardless, that time is going to be at least 15 minutes in the morning. I'm very happy that I started doing this because basically finishing a book used to be a very difficult thing for me. I have a lot of unfinished books in my life. And right now I'm focusing on just finishing a book and spending quality time with that. Another one is you want to create focus blocks or time blocks throughout your day. And that is uninterrupted work time for whatever it is that you are trying to achieve, your one thing, okay? And then you want to guard that time and separate all outside all outside distractions to focus your energy just on that time. The next thing you want to do is schedule recovery time, and that's basically, and it's reward time as well. So when you've spent your time and finished that block of time with that hyper focus moment, then you want to reward yourself. I personally, maybe I'll have a cup of coffee with a treat, or I may spend a little bit of time scrolling, right? It's a reward, but it's also my recovery time. Number 4, and this is really key, You want to regularly audit your space, your habits, and the relationships, basically the things we talked about before. I do this at the end of the month where I go through and I see what worked for me, what didn't work for me, what tweaks I made. Did it work for me? Did it not? Okay. A lot of the tweaks I've made for myself this past month have had a huge positive impact. I decided that I was going to go live more often, like I am now, and on a regular basis, and that I was going to really nurture relationships online and grow an audience. And the great thing is about it is my I have made 710 additional subscribers to my channel, and YouTube just reported that my views are way up. I think I got like one video, like 375,000 views. So it's working. Whatever it is I'm doing, it's working. And what I will then do for, like I am doing now, is I am analyzing and also adding a little bit more and more goals and making little tweaks and changes along the way. Um, and that concludes everything that I have for you today. And I hope this brought you value. And if so, give me a like and a follow, leave me a comment. I really appreciate if you were here today. Thank you so much for engaging. I'm so happy to see you again. And if you're new here, welcome. And I look forward to seeing you on the next live. I also have a pre-recorded live coming up, and that will be posted shortly. So you guys, thank you very much. You have an incredible night. Take care, everybody.